True, because I don't. But goddamn, man, I hope they get that shit fixed for you quick, man. I really do.
Oh, it's being a pain in the ass. Like, the eye thing, I've gotten used to it because it's been going on incessantly now for the last 8-9 months. So that doesn't bother me too bad anymore. I mean, at first it was annoying as fuck. Now I'm used to it. But the back thing, you can't get used to fucking back pain. No matter how much you want to get used to back pain, you can't get used to back pain. Now, like, my pain tolerance level has went through the fucking roof because I'm so used to the fucking amount of pain that I'm always in. But at the same time, I still have my bad days. You know, there's like last night I tried to lay here and go to sleep, and I couldn't fucking do it. I felt like razors were going down from, like, you know, the middle of my back down to both sides of my fucking ass cheeks, and then down into my fucking the back of my thighs. And it fucking hurt. You know, icy hot didn't fucking help. But I got put on new pain meds, so hopefully that changes at some point here in the near future.
You ever tried BioFreeze?
No, I have not tried the BioFreeze. I've tried the icy hot. I've tried what? Aspercream, I guess is what it's called. And then I've tried, I think, like 5 or 6 other different things. Like, the TENS unit the VA gives you sucks. So I got one from Walmart that's really nice. But surprisingly, the one from Walmart, the gel pads that they use actually fucking last longer than the ones from the VA.
Right.
So, there's a bunch of different things that I've tried. It's just, like they said, it's a matter of narrowing down to find what works.
And unfortunately, that's the way it fucking works, man. Is they want to use us for a freaking guinea pig, you know, on our issues and shit, and it sucks. It really does suck.
Yes.
So, you know, that was one thing that I went through with a ungodly amount of medicines. It's like, okay, this doesn't work. Next, this doesn't work. Next, what are you doing to my liver? Y'all want to damn check it?
At one time, fuck, how many pain meds was I on at one time? 3 or 4 or 4 or 5. The wife's saying 4 or 5. She probably know better than I would, because at one time I was on 4 to 5 different pain meds through the VA. Now that's not including all the other shit that they had me on. At one point in time, I think I was taking 14 different medications in a day, but I had to take them multiple times a day. And I'm sitting here to myself, like, thinking to myself, and I even had a long conversation with her about it. I'd rather live in pain than destroy my fucking kidney and liver.
Agreed. I have to agree with you on that one. And see, that's the one thing I'm worried about with the medicines, which, I mean, I'm not on much, but still, it'll get you. It'll get you. So, all right, we're trying to pull Keith in here from First Responders Radio. Let's go into a little song break. Actually, we need to hear something from one of our son of a bitch. I love it when it does that. We're gonna go into a song from one of our sponsors. Here's "Where Are You Now" by Madison Rising.
Until she sleeps.
little bit of Madison Rising. Where are you now? Wow, Skype's being a fucking punk today. This is weird. I've never seen Skype do this before. Huh. Oh well. Sorry, bub. We'll get you on as we can, but we got to carry on right now, man. All right, so we're getting into a little bit of news. The church shooting leaves many dead. In Texas, 27 people have died from a gunman open fired on the church in Texas during Sunday services, and now he's claiming he's a part of Antifa. How fuck is that? Just saying. Now that you got caught, I don't know if you're trying to get, what the hell did the church have to do? Okay, I'm gonna say this again. It was another white dude. Give us our flag back on top of the state building. I mean, granted, that's the last thing we need to think about. Of course, prayers to all the families and stuff out there. We hope, give everybody our condolences and stuff like that, man. But that's ridiculous. And here's a little bit on that from BBC News.
More is known at this stage, Barbara, about what's happened and the scale of this.
Really, we don't have very much information at this point. It's still quite chaotic, and the information is coming out in bits and pieces. We did contact some FBI personnel on the ground who said only that there were multiple casualties and that they believed there had only been one shooter, although that was not confirmed. They could not say anything about a motive at this point. And then piecing together what we can from other reports, it sounds as if this took place in a community called Sutherland Springs, which is about 50 kilometers southeast of San Antonio. Around noon, the person who carried out the attack walked into the church and opened fire, clearly killing and wounding quite a lot of people if the reports are in fact true. But we don't know who the person was or what the motive was. We also understand, as you mentioned, that emergency personnel are coming to the scene now in large numbers. Also helicopters, presumably to take away, to airlift out those who've been injured, since there does sound to be like there's so many casualties. And we do have some response from President Trump, who is in Japan on his foreign trip there, and he has tweeted, "May God be with the people of Sutherland Springs. The FBI and law enforcement are on the scene. I'm monitoring the situation from Japan." So that's about what we know at the moment.
And as we're putting on screen, the gunman reported to have died in the incident, at least as far as reports suggest at this stage.
That is something that's being reported, yes, and it sounds as if in that case there was probably only one attacker, but we don't have more information than that.
Okay, Barbara, we're going to stay with those pictures that we're showing our viewers. Barbara Plettusher there in Washington. Andy Moore is with me in the studio following the various different wires and news agencies, Andy, as one does in these situations. What are you gleaning from here?
Well, I can add perhaps a little bit more colour. This is a relatively small church in a rural location near San Antonio. Normally the congregation would only be about 50 or 60 people. So if these reports are accurate, that at least 27 people are dead and more than 20 are injured, that would suggest that nearly everybody who was in the church was injured in some way. There are reports from the US media that this may have been a family dispute of some sort, that the gunman killed members of his own family before turning the gun on other people. But I should emphasise that they are just reports at the moment. That hasn't been confirmed. But as we can see from these television pictures, a very large response by the emergency services, lots of police vehicles, lots of ambulances. The local medical centre has taken a number of casualties. They're not talking about the numbers, but certainly some people were airlifted for medical attention. And this happened about 2 hours ago, perhaps, as we understand it, just as the morning church service was ending.
Okay. Andy, thank you very much for the time being. Andy Moore there, monitoring events from here, and we'll obviously keep you updated on further developments, because the news wires are bringing more information all the time as to what exactly has gone on in Texas. And I'm just looking again at that Donald Trump tweet that Barbara made reference to. This was, well, he, of course, is touring Asia at the moment, monitoring the situation from Japan, as he points out at the end of that tweet. May God be with the people of Sutherland Springs, Texas. The FBI and law enforcement are on the scene, as we saw confirmation of from those live pictures a moment. Or is known.
So they got people on the ground, they got people in custody, and, you know, here we go again. Just some stupid, idiotic person that feels like they need to go in there and just blast the whole damn place up. In a place of worship, where they know there's going to be a shit tons of people. What's your comments on that, homie?
Well, I mean, I was tracking it Sunday on my way home from up north, dealing with the little bit of shit that I was dealing with there. The one thing I know is the guy was ex-military, dishonorably discharged, of course, from what they claimed to be was mental health issues, and I would agree with that. And that he acquired the rifles that he used, but they're not sure. I don't think I've heard exactly how, but I think he had done something or used someone to gain access to those the weapon that he used.
What was that last part about getting rights to the rifle he used?
I still haven't heard how he gained access to the rifle. I don't know if he falsified information or if he went and, you know, like some people around here, you know, if I have a gun